yet in the English version of Vanguard, but hey, here we are. Stranger things may continue to happen, I guess. This is the Koto Start Deck Pack Special Series 5 for English, and this is basically a collection of properties in the Koto magazine comic, which, to I guess dumb it down, is basically just a kid's version of Shonen Jump. So instead of Goku and Ichigo, we get Grandpa and Black, right? But we've got two of these because it's sort of a weird booster box. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So the reason why myself and many of us, speculated that we would not be getting this product is because of the licensing that Richard would have to go through this, right? Because there's several different IPs, at least minimum 5 of them. There's actually a couple more that they'd have to clear in order to actually be able to get this product released in the West. So this actually came out in November in Japan, so it is a bit outdated already, but it's a really good product nonetheless for the most part. So the whole premise behind this is that you're supposed to be able to, within a single booster, be able to build an entire deck. You just using this one box. That we'll see how that works out, but presumably we should get at least 16 triggers, including the over trigger, 4 PGs, and units that have Vanguard effects for your ride line, right? And it does come with an energy generator that you can see right here. So we'll see if that's actually true, but this does have the 5 decks, right? Decks for all 5 of these characters included in the set. There's also a variety of different reprints in this set as well. But yeah, they kind of just threw in the generator and counter, which is kind of funny. Like there's no, plastic or like wrapping or anything. I find that a little bit funny, but it is nice that there's an easy way to get that, right? So this is a very interesting product because there are only 3 cards per pack, right? And the box itself contains 24 different packs, so it's more packs than the usual like half cut boosters, right? Double and some more, but the pack size is still the same. It's very weird, but we have a lot of different cards here. This one is for Chrono, so this is for the Fate Rewinders. I don't remember the actual manga name, but this is for that deck, right? What they've done is that there's of course a triple rare version of each of the main protagonists for their corresponding manga of the 5 that are on the box, but then there's also a common version that has kind of the same effect, same important effect, but it has like a slightly weaker, it's slightly weaker because it's like missing an effect or something like that, right? Here's Deca, who will hopefully see the other half too, and then there's also heals and triggers that you can see that are actually both nationed, right? So a lot of these cards, all of these cards, except for a couple of them, are actually dual nation cards, right? With Koto being its own nation, and then Dark States in this case, Keter for this, and Brankate for Black here. So you can actually use this in whatever deck you want, which is cool. I do wish these were in foil, because I'm pretty sure we're never going to get this ever again, right? So it would have been nice if it just automatically came in foil. Here's another one for Deca. Hopefully we'll get the body so you can see what that's all about. Here is the front trigger. We also have effect fronts, but you can't use that outside of Koto, unfortunately. I feel like that's kind of a bit of a misstep. But so far we got 2 triggers. Let's see if we can actually build a deck out of this. And I would go through all these cards, I guess, but there's a lot to go through. And a lot of it won't make sense to you unless I read the corresponding card, right? So I'm trying not to spend too much time with it. Like for example, this says you choose a grade 0 normal unit with and its card frame drop and holds your rear. You're probably wondering, what the hell is a Is that a baby? You're correct. It is a baby. So this is series mode. This is the common version of the triple rare ride deck grade 3 version, right? But he basically has like the ability to, the way this deck works is that you overdress units essentially, except you overdress them from your hand and then you take the overdress, the one that's on top, you actually bring it back to your hand so it doesn't stay on board and get like destroyed and you overdress again next turn, right? But this has the common version effect, so I think the triple rare instead of 5k here gives 10k to front row, so that's what you can expect. And here's the black critical trigger, which is really nice. Yeah, I wish these were in foil, because you know they're not like they're ever gonna get reprinted, so just make them into foil to begin with, right? That would make sense to me. Here's a big old fat panda. Here is the common version for Chrono, and then here is a critical trigger for Dragon Empire. So far we have ourselves 4 triggers, 0 PGs. Here is our Fate Rewinder. The art surprisingly looks nice, right? Like I know it's like nothing crazy and it's kind of simplistic, but I think it looks kind of nice, like with the actual card itself, if that makes any sense. Like the way the cards are done for Vanguard, I feel like this art actually matches it pretty well, to be honest. But here is 1 Sentinel, so you can again play this in any other deck if you want. For Dragon Empire, right? Or technically Koto as well, because it is both nations. So you can play it just in the Koto Nation, but I haven't actually experimented with that too much. But I have played each of these different decks, right? And I've tested them on. I'll have a video about that coming out soon. But here's one of the overdresses you can go into. Here's the retry eye for Chrono, and then here's a heal trigger. So we have 2 heal trigger. I'm curious to see if they'll give you the same triggers that you would get from like a trial deck, which is like 4 heals, 4 crits, like 3 draws and 4 fronts or something like that. But we'll see. Here's Advancing into Space, which is Blitz Order for Bebe, who's the little baby. And then here's the starter for Bebe, again, still a baby. And here's the draw trigger, right? So we got ourselves a draw trigger. So far we have ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't see it, but I have it up here, and 1 PG. This has got to be the simplest art I've ever seen in my entire life on a Vanguard card. Okay, cool. Our first hit here is going to be the triple rare, Strongest Rewinder, Shoot Eye. If you have a Vanguard with Rewinder in this card name, or is from the Koto Nation, this card gets all the following. So it has the retry keyword, which really matters for the order that we just looked at, the retry eye, which just basically lets you give an effect to units that have that specific ability, right? So it's just a archetype name if you want to consider it that. But then in drop, if your order zone has a retry, which is a set order, it's a set order, but it's actually from Dark States. But if you do not have this unit on board, you can CB1 call this, and it gets that all of your Chrono Vanguards get 5k power to end of turn, and also has this version up keyword. So this is if you either Persona Ride or if you have 4 more damage. So either Persona Ride or have Limit Break, essentially. When it attacks a grade 3 or greater, it gets 10k, and you can EB3 and get a crit to the end of battle. So nice little like Zamoog, which is pretty cool. Chrono, the Dark States Koto deck is, I feel like for most people, the strongest one out of all of them. I feel like they're all fun, at least. I actually enjoy playing a lot of them, but yeah, Chrono seems to be the strongest out of all of them. So yeah, so we've got an OT here, but it's for the Koto specific nation. This is Koto comic. In addition to the usual overtrigger effect, this says choose one of your units, and you can choose one of the following. Either gives a unit a crit, or choose a unit that is standing, and it gets that at the end of the battle that it attacked, you can stand that unit. So you basically get the choice of either blue or red OT, which I think is kind of nifty. Kind of like the idea of cards that give you choices. There's a lot of that in other card games. You see that a lot in like Shadowverse, and Vanguard's sort of starting to pick that up, but I feel like that's a nice way to make a card more useful in different situations, while also not making it as broken, right? Here's another and here's a critical trigger. Very nice. So we got ourselves 3 crits so far. 1 draw, 1 front, 2 heals, 1 OT, single sentinel. Here is UFO Grandpa. Where is it? Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the Tuesday stream. Almost at Thursday. I'm a bit of a bit of a loss for time, I guess. I'm a bit confused on what day of the week it is. Mainly because I was just came back from vacation and I'm already taking off this weekend. So, but how are we doing today? How's everyone doing on this this Tuesday? I'm very warm. So unfortunately, you guys will have to deal with seeing my arms. It is very hot. Apparently, on Thursday it's gonna be 90-ish, or almost 90-ish, or something like that. And I'm not looking forward to that, to be honest. I don't do good in hot weather because I sweat a lot. I don't like the fact that I sweat a lot because it means I can't go anywhere, or at least anywhere where I'm supposed to be presentable, because I would just be sweaty. And until I lose like 30 pounds, I will either have to just be sweaty, or I can lose 30 pounds and I can be sweaty and maybe like topless or something like that. But I cannot legally do that yet, so unfortunately I have to wear clothes in the sun, which kind of sucks. 15 barrels and 1 Kyoka? I don't think I'd actually add any barrels because it would be me. I'd be the only barrel. So. I think I hit the this is nothing grappa moment. It was funny. I mean, that's a good. It's funny how good that card is to like actually play, but its effect is, you know, really bad, but it makes a lot of sense. Looking forward to the RRR version of Habitat in this year's festival collection. Not me. It'll be probably worth a lot. So, waiting for our date. Exciting stuff. Yeah, definitely. SoCal is downpouring at the moment. Damn. I'm gonna jinx it, but knock on wood. Every time I go to any part of California, the weather is always beautiful. They're like, I want to say 3 times, maybe 4 times that I've been there. Yeah, I think I've been there 3 times now. 4 times. Yeah, I think I've been there 4 times now. The weather has been beautiful every single time. So, good to know. As soon as I left, I guess it started raining. Because ironically, it was raining here when I left for Long Beach, and then when I came back, it stopped raining here and it became nice. So, but yeah, sun's out, guns out. I'm good off from work. My birthday is next week. Nice. Guess I forget. Happy early birthday, aggro. The flooding season has started here. Rip. Sun is not out for you. It's raining sideways here. Good God. Well, yeah, that it is. Is it? It's not hurricane season. No, not yet. But yeah, it does tend to do that. But streets are not streets. They're in rivers. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a triple rare habitat. It is hurricane season. Oh, whoops, sorry. I don't know why I thought that. I guess there's 2 hurricane seasons then, because I thought there was one in the fall. But I guess there's one also during the, or is it just that long? I don't remember. I lived there. I lived in Florida a long time ago. Not that long ago, but I don't remember. I also lived in Orlando, so I don't have any of the like crazy Florida stories because it's like Orlando. So I dodged most of like the hurricane stuff because we're like super inland. June 1st is hurricane season. It keeps going until fall. Okay. Whew. Crazy. I didn't think it happened during the summer, but I guess that does make sense considering. I'm looking to upgrade my Revengers deck set in Blaster Blade Dark Revenger on TCG players, $20. Yeah. Hopefully that gets some sort of love. I'm really hoping they do that for a D-Legion, to be honest. I think bringing Revengers to Standard would be insane, considering how big that was originally. When it originally came out in the Limit Break era. Limit Break era? No. Yeah. Was that Break Right? Break Right era. So, I think bringing that in would be really cool. I feel like they can do a lot with that, and I think they have not. Of course, considering what they did with like Alfred and the lack of love MLB has gotten, and the fact that PBO has gotten really nothing. I don't know how I feel how they might mess it up, but what happens. Because we need a 3rd Shadow Paladin Legion, a 3rd Shadow Paladin encounter. Yeah, why not? We're not gonna get a Great Nature one, so we might as well get a cool one. You got Daira and Kokua. Daira's not even technically supposed to be there. They just slapped it on because technically. And then Kokua, technically, I guess you can play in PBL, but come on now. Let's be for real. Let's be for real. Alright. So, I almost timed that perfectly, but I gotta change it because Sonic Tuesdays. I don't play any of these games, but we do Aquatic Mine on Tuesdays. Yeah, it puts your PPD into stall, but like that's not actual support for the deck. Deck has literally not gotten support since the promo they got. I want to say 2 years ago. That's pretty. Anyways, polymerization. They might as well bring Stride Farmer Valford and PBO as a main deck grade 4, like the recent grade 4 Minerva. Nah, I don't feel like the Stride versions of those decks are good, or are probably not good, but aren't as like memorable in their Stride forms. I feel like they're more. Alfred is definitely more memorable as just like a main deck Vanguard, and I think Revengers is pretty memorable either as Break Ride or as Legion. Probably as a Legion. I feel like as a Legion, it's all a lot more play. I feel like they should bring that in. Pick me for VPL Cap. I thought we had a cool love-hate relationship. Oh, I forgot who it was, but you were also on my list. But yeah, someone else took you. So have fun and your team. I forget which team it is, but hopefully we can beat you guys up if we ever get to that point. Alfred needs us 2 more targets worth calling. Yeah, he needs a bunch of worth callings. Double sniping. You have no idea. Y'all have no idea. Like, granted, I had a lot of people. I had like 40 people that I had considered, right? Obviously, I couldn't get all 40, and I had to get as many people as possible because of the fact people could get sniped. But I did not expect that many people to get sniped. It was a bloodbath. I mean, for me, it wasn't that bad for me, but it was pretty bad, yeah. Especially because there were so many captains this season, so. But yeah. Speaking of sniping, we'll go over the reveals for this morning, which is the last of the set 9 reveals. I don't know if they did the like. Oh, they're probably doing it on Thursday, right? Where they open the box because it comes out this Friday for them. So yeah, set 9 comes out in Japan this Friday. We don't get it until August, but set 9 is also IT's birthday. You wouldn't know because they didn't do anything for IT in this set. I guess they gave him Ezel, right? I guess there's that. But did they do the box opening? I don't know. I didn't watch the stream. But I feel like they usually do it like the day before or something like that. But it's also Outer Orange's birthday. So you didn't know that. Outer Orange and Aichi have the same birthday. So she is, I would say she's Aichi reincarnated, but I believe she might, I believe she's older than him technically, considering when Vanguard started. But make sure you guys shoot her a happy birthday, right? It does make me sad because Aichi's birthday used to be like Vanguard Day. Before Vanguard Day was like this weird tournament thing, but it was like Vanguard Day because it was Aichi's birthday. So like Vanguard 0, you would get all these like crazy freebies because it's the protagonist's birthday and whatnot. Every day, everything I do reminds me of the Vanguard 0. But yeah, we'll also be doing some messages from the drop zones today as well. So that's finally back. Rip IG. Yeah, I mean, kinda, yeah. But before that, we have cards of the day brought to you by, I guess, Aichi's dead-ass corpse that Bushiroad decides to raid every now and then for random support cards and decks, and then never do anything with them ever again for like a couple of years outside of like for promo or 2. You would think MLB and Alfred would get a little bit better, a bit more love considering how prominent and important they are. Fuck Aichi, I guess. Anywho, here's the last set of cards of the day for set 9. First, we have Knight of Shadow Morness here. Here's a grade 2 in Keter. That just says when this attacks a Vanguard, you can EB4. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and put it on the bottom of the deck. So this, just realized this doesn't have a grade restriction, which is kind of nice. Obviously, EB4 is insane, but it doesn't have to hit either. So aside from that one card that apparently is seen playing premium now, that one girl that's like on place Soul Blast 1 bot deck one, your opponent draws one. This might be the easiest way to bot deck one of your opponent's rear guards. I could be wrong. It's standard, right? So that's kind of nice. Bot deck removal was pretty effective for specific targets, so pretty good. Does Alfred use a lot of energy? Yes. Yes. Funnels like funnel cake. I'd imagine it's a skeleton with hair still in condition. Yeah, basically. And he just has fucking his deck in his hands, and they just constantly rip a card out every time. Keter tree support. I don't know if Keter tree is an actual thing, but yeah, I guess so. What kind of EB4 skill is worth being a triple rare? A triple rare? I mean, yeah, they're all in lyrical actually. Coral is EB4, and she gives a bunch of power to the front row and gives herself a crit. I think that's part of the EB4. And then there's the mermaid for Kyrie that restands, I think, the whole column, right? That's somewhat worth EB4. So. Set 10 after this? No! It is your stinky, nasty, god-awful buddy fight that comes after this. So, don't get too tired or happy about set 10, because no, we have to go through stinky buddy fight first. But yes, Alfred does use a lot of energy. This could be useful in Youth Perk. I mean, no, actually no, because they actually use energy. Which is the weird thing, because they actually don't use like any other resource, but specifically energy, so no. There's no generic hitter energy charger. I mean, good. Most nations don't have energy chargers. You're good. It's a Gundam name for floating orbs. Oh, okay. Yeah, he does have that on. I don't know if that's what that was called. Kai's going to be holding a deck. 50 critical triggers. It's just great. You know? Watch party stream every week. Actually, I think that's starting soon in the drop zone. I think it might be this Friday or next Friday. There's actually a buddy fight watch party happening. That's gonna start going on every Friday. I will not be there. I refuse to accept buddy fight into my life, but that may or may not be happening soon. I'll keep an eye out for that. Again, mostly a bit. I don't have anything against buddy fight for the most part. Asterisks. But yeah. If there's no hero world, I'll join you in the anti-buddy fight crusade. Okay, bet. I like that. I actually feel Bujiro might make Buddy Fight collab too broken since I refuse to learn Buddy Fight mechanics. I mean, they might do that. Considering, I don't think there's ever been a collab. Aside from, I guess, Koto wasn't like insane. Koto was the only balanced collab, but even the audience, it's kind of whatever. I don't think there's been a single collab that hasn't been like really good right away. I guess the Bang Dream stuff wasn't super insane, the latest wave of it. So I guess not. So I guess they have a better balance about it. I mean, Lemme Berry wasn't like broken. It was strong, and which it should be. By default, all the collabs have to be strong, but I wouldn't say broken. Broken would mean like it did damage to the game. But I think it was just a good deck. Record of Ragnarok, yeah, it was mega ass. Like, yeah, actually, it's a good thing they're making the collabs broken, because yeah, they made Token Rambu set 1 ass. I know Lyrical's not a collab, but they make Lyrical set 1 pretty ass. Then Record of Ragnarok came out, complete and other ass. Then we had Shaman King, at least in English. That was actually good, at least. But even when it came out, it was still too late, so it was still kind of ass. So, it's a good thing that they make the collabs really strong, to be honest. But they need to just start getting to the point where they actually support collabs, is what they need to do. I don't know how they want to do it. Like, it was nice when they did that for Vispo when they got promos. Granted, English never got Vispo to begin with, but they need to start supporting these collabs somehow if they're gonna keep making them. Otherwise, what's the goddamn point? Right? Enjoy the watch party or else? Yeah, okay. Go ahead, come force me. Come down. I forget where you were at. Either come down or come down and across. And try and force me. But yeah. Think about it, fight rare Asha and she's forced to be your roommate forever. I don't know what half of those words mean. Yeah, we still need the Vespo collab. That shit ain't never coming. I'm not even gonna pretend like I want it anymore. I just hope the Buddy Fight collab is popular or it will go the way of Shaman King collab and get no support. I mean, Shaman King was super popular. The collab was super popular. We still have people coming to this stream asking about that thing to be supported. So I wouldn't say Shaman King was popular. It wasn't popular, sorry. But it doesn't matter whether it's popular or not. If it'll get support, it just matters whether or not they can deal with the licensing of doing it again, right? Because my goal was super popular, ended up getting another wave. Mushi King was great. So was Love and Berry, right? Super popular because they were really good, but super played. No support for them, right? So not so much about it being popular, it's whether or not they can afford to license, which I'm assuming again for Buddy Fight they can do it, since similar to Bang Dream they own the property, even though for whatever reason they can't release it on time in English. Even though Bushiroad owns Bang Dream, but they can't release their Bang Dream collabs on time in English because they have to clear some sort of legal stuff with themselves. I don't really understand. Yeah, exactly. Because like I don't understand how they own Bang Dream and they can't give us Bang Dream on time. My only guess is that the collab was announced in... Doesn't make sense. Yeah, because the collab would have to have been announced by the time that the English product was already getting printed, like on the Japanese side, but that doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah, doesn't make sense. But for that same reason, we still don't have Buddy Fight confirmed for English, which again is probably licensing, is my only guess, right? That one was kind of like a collab, I mean, basically. The only good deck out of that was Lord and Roll, and that was it. But that set was pretty kakapoopoo. Full max rated card, and that card becomes the unit for real, and you're forced to be your pet. What? Managed you managed to pull a Seek barrel, that thing that never exists. Okay, sure. He came to life, and that's essentially what X means. So something that'll never happen in real life ever, because I'll never have that high rarity. Bushiroad will never print that kind of barrel ever. Like I would have to, the only way that Bushiroad would print a Seek version of barrel is if I became a trillionaire, not million, not billion, trillion. Like if I had trillions of dollars, right? That's the only way they would make that, because they will be forced to pander to me, because I will literally have more money than everyone in the world combined. That is the only scenario we'll get a Seek barrel. But until then, all I can hope is that my next wave of support is at least double rare. So. Befriend Bushi CEO and take him out for drinks. Yeah, I don't think me and him will get along, actually. Given recent events, I don't think that'll happen. Miss playing Mushi King? Yeah. On Morns. Mornes? They'd be like, how long are you gonna stare at my sea ass? What the hell are you talking about? Heck, what the fuck are you talking about? What? Oh, anywho. Back to use the JV thing, there's no English version of it, so it makes sense that it's a little late. Does it make sense that it's a little late? Because why would it matter that it only released in JP? So the quota, but we ended up getting that. That was just licensing. So I understand that it's not like a big thing outside of Japan, but that doesn't matter. They still own it and they can put it in the card game. There's no reason to put it in later than earlier, right? I don't know. Unless you mean from a licensing perspective, but I don't understand. Like, they own this shit. Like, why would they? Whatever, I don't know. Monsters, the crap house coming. He befriended Bushido, so you don't think about drinks. That's the card to say slide. Oh, that's his name, right? Okay. But Abimujigo looks good, and I hope it comes out to English. It is coming out in English. It's coming out not set 7. I'm sorry, not set 8. It's coming out set 9. Instead of the Braven collab, we're getting Abimujiga and Maiko. And then for set 8, instead of getting Abimujiga and Maiko, we're getting Morphonica, which we should have gotten in set 7. Asking for a big furling. Can I bring 3 sleeves? Just 3? 4. But we'll finally move on, I guess. I have all of them here, actually. I bought 4. Well, I put them in a bunch of decks already, so I have like a bunch of extra sleeves that I have to sort through. But anyways, this is Lightning in the Dark Night Undercover Aurora. This is an undercover grade 1 double rare. This is our last high rarity card, I guess, if you want to call it that, for Keter Sanctuary, and for the set. Okay. Yeah. And this card's great for undercover. So first, when this unit is placed on rear, if you have a Vanguard with undercover in its card name, perform one of the following. So you can play this on turn 1. First, you can EV2, search your deck for up to 1 monitored thrice. Discard it, shuffle your deck. Perfect. I didn't actually think we would get an in-engine version of this, because I've been playing the order cycler in this deck, and I don't like that, because I have to discard 1 just to discard my order and play it from drop. You can play the monitored thrice from drop, by the way, and your ride line gives you 2. You need at least 3 in play so that more line can give 5k to your units, but this lets you easily search out, you know, your 3rd copy, your 4th copy, which is great. You do have issues with energy, because the Tigris is Energy Blast 2. I feel like Tigris might need to get cut. The guy that draws is Energy Blast 2, and I think Mortaline might be Energy Blast 3 or 2. I think he's 2 also, I don't remember. So it is kind of tight. Yep. But then the second skill is you can CB1, choose one of your undercover gauges, turn it face up, and put it to your hand if it's an undercover card. If not, turn it face down. This sucks because you can't add the PG. The PG isn't undercover. The PG is Shadow Paladin. And then the direct can search out undercover or Shadow Paladin. So unfortunately, you can't because you can technically put anything into your undercover gauge. It's just Moreline can only call out undercover stuff. So if we get like an undercover crit or something, or I don't think you want to take a crit out of your deck. We'd have to get like an undercover PG, but since we have the Dyra stuff, I don't think we're gonna get that. But this is nice to just be able to get stuff out from your deck to your hand, especially if like you want to put like a grade 2 there or whatever, and then add it to your hand, and then use more line skill to fill up the gauges again to get even more deck thinning. So both effects are really this card started a Twitter debate about face down equip gauges in our local chat community. What is there to discuss? EB heavy is uncovered at the moment. Vanguard EBs, the cat does it too. Yeah, the cat as well as the double rare from set 6. We don't know how to read. Sorry. Yes, the cannon charger EB3s also. It's EB3 draw 1. You put 2 into the same column into soul. I don't know if the counter charge. I think the counter charge is tied to energy blasting specifically. Otherwise, you can put Tutor Soul to draw 1, if I remember that correctly. It's been a while since I played the deck. I have it like max rarity. But then Buff Cyber came out and I've just been playing that. So I haven't been able to play a lot of decks lately, but hopefully that will change soon. Yeah, so you put all rear guards into Soul, draw 1, and then if you did not counter charge, you can EB3 counter charge 1. That's what the set 6 card grade 2 says. So that EB3, Tigris is EB2. I'm pretty sure that Mordeline is EB2 as well. So I think you're gonna maybe have to cut Tigris. I don't know. Or cut some copies of it or something. I don't know. Or just not use Tigris's EB2 to bounce him. Just leave him on board. I don't know, but you're gonna want to EB2 for this effect. You're just gonna. And the grade 2 is the only way that the deck can plus, because it's kind of like Eva where it deck things a lot, but it doesn't naturally plus aside from the grade 2. So there's no generic energy charger in Keter. No, that's what Showstopper was complaining about a little bit ago in the last month. Yeah. The deck wants to go second. I don't think you have any benefit for going. I mean, I guess Obscavate is active with the drive check going second, but I feel like you want to go first so you can get your I was gonna say bases, your monitor trice set up as soon as possible. So I don't know if you really want to go second, but I could be wrong. I look at the today's wonderful card of the day on the English side. No, I did not. What did they do? Did any nation have a generic energy charger? Technically, Brankgate, Lyrical, Sturkea, I want to say Dragon Empire, but I might just be mixing up Warbell cards. Dark States. Literally all of them except Sturkea does have one. It has the Flagbird card that says from hand, play EB energy charge 2. Get his ass. Fake Sturkea fan. Fake chat. Destroy Ek. Devour him. He's a fake Sturkea fan. Pigeons, go. But yeah, that is generic energy charge. I have hope that one day that'll actually be played in another deck that needs energy. Call. Oh, thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. I feel like that'll be played one day. Yeah, every nation except the Keter has a way to energy charge generically, technically. Whether or not they play it is a different story. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This sounds really good for Undercover. Whether or not it's the missing piece it needs, I don't know, but it sounds insanely good. Yeah, fans analyze Night Rose. Most of them, not Ek, because he's Ek, but, you know. Speaking of Night Rose, we have results from the drop zone, or assaults, because the R is cut off my big ass face. Maybe I can like Team Rocket to make an R. No, okay. So we had a standard tournament this past Saturday, yeah, and we had a pretty big turnout. So we had 2 Upsaras, 2 Night Rose, 1 Harry, 1 Levy Dress, 1 Drag Jeweled, 1 Eva, 1 Chonmot, 1 Gandiva Mask, 1 Vladimir, 1 Granfia, 1 Shodoji, 1 fucking Exodia, Yotsuba, yeah, Yotsuba, Black, 1 Black, 1 Leishafel, who showed me a little bit bigger, so her head kind of matches everyone else's big ass heads, and then 1 Zorgo. Black did indeed top. It was good old Ootman, which is questionable in my opinion, blacklist, but he did manage to get 3rd. We had 2nd place being Leverdress, and then 1st place being Bob Sabra. They were all actually, just so you guys know, all players were actually tied 4-1, by the way, in case you think Buff Sabra just came in and swapped everyone. No. All players were actually 4-1. It ended up being that way because of the number and the number of rounds, but yeah. I would play Glass in one of those, but I would just result in a game going out of time. No, a lot of people have played Glass actually in these tournaments, and they've done well. 2 people at least have played Glass in these tournaments and done well. No. I tried a Zorgalist design to not run out of hand after 2 minutes last weekend. It works. Franco Chain's done has bricked again. I think it's not meant to be, bro. You're the only person that bricks with Ranker Chain. Shout out to everyone that got on that got in on the action. Yes. Sorry, throat is all fucked up today. Absolutely. It's a very fun tournament. Well, maybe start streaming tournaments again. We'll see. It's hard for me to stream tournaments because I want to let you guys know of the stream beforehand, but I don't know how many people I'm gonna have. Typically until like 10 minutes before the tournament, right? So but we'll see. We'll maybe start streaming some more tournaments. Show Grand Fia? What is that? What are you trying to get me to show? Trying to I don't know if the Grand Fia's list is shareable. We did Let's do the yell. Dead Cell. Love that song. This can indeed be made public. Okay. Is it weird that I say I imagine it? That I say imagine it when teaching someone about Vanguard? No, that's how you should be. That's why Kakatsu is the best teacher. Look this way. This one. Here's the Grand Fia list that Ek clearly said please and thank you for. So we have the Grand Fia line. We have ourselves very aggressive trigger lineup here with 7 draws, 4 crits, 4 of the going second heals. That's interesting. 3 Mythic Habitat, 4 of this order that's being played in Leonore at this point in time. Silver White, there we go, that's what people are calling it. That just gives a unit 5k whenever for each of your grade 1s. Is that it? Choose one of your rear guards and it gets 5k for each of your grade 1 or less rear guards. Yeah. So basically give something 15k. 4 mushroom, obviously. 4 pumpkin. 4 rosarium. 3 Alenia. Alenia. I feel like 2 is enough considering, but fair enough. 4 brave shooter. 4 broccoli and 3 of the restander. If it sorry, not restander. He gets 10k for your retire token, and then it can CB1 to get a crit until end of battle. Unfortunately, it's not like Mo Flash. I can't believe Mo Flash gets to keep, or not Mo Flash, Jumbo Crusher gets to keep the crit till end of turn, but fucking they couldn't give Rosarium Fairy something. Had this kept the crit, right? You only had to CB1 to keep the crit and the 10k. This would actually be a little bit better, right? Grand Fear would actually be a little bit better, but fuck him, I guess. Need to find one day, but you'd be like a wise master. You'd be like a wise ass. This list wants to make the rows as chonk as possible. Yeah, essentially. But I mean, yeah, this list makes sense. I'd probably make this 3 crits, I guess. I'm interested in what's going on here if they just didn't have the heals, but other than that, this all kind of makes sense. This can maybe be Angel Ladder depending. I guess you don't have anything that's specifically on place from hand. Well, this is, but yeah. So makes sense to me at least. Cannot say I disagree with that list. Does 7 draws hurt shield value? It does, but we ain't guarded. We ain't guarded. We're going full face, and you will die. Or I will die. That's how some decks have to be played, unfortunately. Sometimes, when your deck is not good, you have to play outside of normal means. Right? You can't just be like, oh, 8 crits is good. No. doesn't work for everyone, unfortunately. So to buy a Bastion deck and enter local so I can show everyone the power of Toya. I really like Toya. I wish he didn't play Bastion. I wish he played a completely different deck, but oh well. Like, I really like using him in Deer Days. But speaking of Deer Days, the dearest of our days, here is messages from the drop zone, everyone's favorite segment, making a return today since we don't have too much to go over, so finally start doing these again. But essentially, before each stream, I ask in the Discord, the drop zone, if anyone has anything that they'd like to go over today. And we got quite a couple of responses today. One of them that I will not cover today, because I'm supposed to be doing a video on it tomorrow that may or may not get delayed, like all my other videos, but I'm a good YouTuber. But first things first, sorry. We have Click, who says, I'm sorry, Plank, who says, yes, that is all. Peace. Cool. Great. Insightful. Love it. That's been done. Okay. Then we have another one here. Gunmetal Gator. What would be your favorite song from the whole Vanguard franchise? So I will tell you guys this much. I don't specifically care, and I don't mean this in like a rude way or dismissive way. And I don't personally care too much about like the character themes or like the OSTs all that much, right? The like background music that they play. I know a lot of people really like those, especially for like overdrives and all that stuff. I'm not super into that. No, I don't have anything against it. It's just not really something I care too much about. I care about it in like other anime and series, but like for Vanguard, it's just kind of like, eh. I like some of the stuff from the original series, because I use those all the time for the history videos, and those are alright. I like those quite a bit. But when I think of Vanguard songs, the only thing that really comes to mind to me for that is just the opening songs, right? So while this doesn't count, once again, rest in peace Vanguard Zero, rest in peace Aichi. I do love the Vanguard Zero theme. Like it a lot, absolutely. Seems I also really like Psychic Lover. Stop's already dead, yeah. As long as only Suul's theme, I believe in my existence. Yeah, Suul's theme is pretty good. I also like Kagetsu's theme too. Sounds pretty hype, but I don't know any other names of them. You'd have to wait for it to go like on Spotify or some shit, and I don't use Spotify, so I don't listen to it. Absolute Last Resort, the opening song is still on my playlist. That one's pretty good. I like that one too. I've been listening to this one a lot, Black and White. And I've been listening to this band a lot. Listening to a lot of their songs. And it's so disappointing how amazing this opening was. Like both the actual cinematic and the actual song. For how like dog shit the entirety of the season, and just the entirety of Will Dress is. But Break Your Cell is another favorite. Ed, once again, we're like this. We are the same. Because that is my top favorite all time is Break Your Spell. So much so, to prove it so, I tweeted this out a month or two ago saying, I come from the future of 2030. Zorga just got his 8th form announced. The Saragon Garmor Church Restriction is finally live, and Breaker's Spell is still the factually best Vanguard opening, despite some lingering incorrect opinions. Yes, you will unfortunately get more dumbass Zorgas. Sorry, real quick. But anyway, sorry. I forgot the import. I forgot the import issues. Yes, exactly. Does Barrow get to have his new form in all those years until 2030? Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. Make a metaphor one format. I wish. I honestly wish. I wish I could go to. I wish the day would happen where I get to walk into locals and I have the meta deck, and it's a deck that I've been playing since the dawn of time, but it'll never happen because they literally hate Barrow. Like, it's that thing if they had like Hitler and Barrow in the same room and they had like a gun with like 2 bullets, they would shoot Barrow twice and then take the gun and like mash his face in with it. So is it Magnolia Elder experience? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Elder gets support all the fucking time. Don't come talk to me when your deck has been on the ban list once. All right, don't even play with me. I'll make the first true Darkseid's protagonist, if only. I'm not. Continuing on. We have I'm blank asking, who would win in a fight? Dissection Angel or Rosarium Fairy? Ironic, because we just took a look at Granthea. So Dissection Fairy is a card that we're going to take a look at in a bit, and Rosarium Fairy is Rosarium Fairy. So in a fight, who would win? Rosarium Fairy? I don't know about that. So looking at this face value, these are both grade 1s. They have the same attack value, same shield value. Most of their effects are not applicable, right? Most of these effects are not applicable because they're fighting each other. So the boost effect doesn't matter. They're presumably not Vanguard, so no triggers will be checked. Rosarium is not being placed, so there is no token to retire. There is no Vanguard called Granthea or Leonord because this is a one-on-one fight. So none of your effects are valid. Okay. So this is just one-on-one, no effects apply. The only effect that might be into play is this one, but I think you have to be grade 3 or greater, so no, it doesn't apply. So none of their effects apply. So it's basically scissor versus scissor, except Rosarium Fairy is a tiny ass little sylph, which means they are this fucking big. So this is a better accurate representation of how this fight will go, right? So no powers essentially, right? Base level. I'm gonna say Rosarium Fairy gets absolutely destroyed because it is a little ass fairy with tiny ass scissors, and she's a fucking angel with giant scissors. So I think at most you'll give paper cuts and then get, you know, smacked. This little Rosarium dead. KO. Next question. Rosarium Fairy dead. Scissors are not actually that big. They are indeed not. Versus scissors doing prime. That's crazy. Oh yeah. Oh man, does that mean Leonard's opponents die to a 3-inch thing? I'm sorry. Does that mean Leonard's opponents die to a 3-inch thing on a daily basis? Rosarium has a smaller hitbox, so the other character can actually hit her. That's true. But yeah, Rosarium gets fucked. Sorry, Rosarium fans. I hate Leonard that much. I don't hate Leonard. I hate Leonard. I don't want to say players. I just hate it when it's like the first of the month and Leonard got her 500 support card, and it's just like, damn, when was the last time Leonard was meta? Fuck, I hope we get some support next. That's the only gripe I have with her. But last but not least, speaking of gripes, we have good old Aster here asking, why are all Moon players cheaters? No question mark, punctuation. A lot of angst and anger I can detect from this comment at my time, 10 in the morning, their time, I think earlier in the morning. So a lot of just woke up angry energy coming from this message, right? What is a Moon player, you might be asking? Well, they mean keeper of the moon gates, Viceroy. Right? Oh, we didn't get the bottom of this mystery. They mean Viceroy. What do they mean by cheaters? Well, this deck here has Moon Gate, which allows you to basically every single turn. Look at top 7. Grab 1 or 3 if you're on grade 3. Pigeons, essentially, from your deck, or sometimes a wolf if you're really lucky, and deck thin. And then Viceroy says, actually, let me do that again. So you can possibly deck thin 6 cards in a turn. By turn 3, if you hit Moongate, on your turn 3 turn, you hit all 3 each time, and you hit it successfully on your grade 2 turn for a total of 7, and you hit your grade 2 Vanguard's effect, you deck in a total of 9 cards, plus you deck in the Moongate. So that's 10 cards you decked in by grade 3 if you hit Moongate successfully, get 3 cards each time. So that's why it may seem like we're cheating, but actually we're just good at the game, because we have discovered that the old proverb of deck thinning is deck winning is actually true. But maybe let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Because what does Viceroy actually do? Right? He is the keeper of the Moongate. Where is the Moongate? Why? It is on the moon, naturally. So if we take a look at the moon here, take a closer look. Take an even closer look. You might start to see something there. Take an even closer look. You'll find out that Elder Breath is actually on the moon, because we can harness the power of the moon to allow us to stack Elder Breath right on top using the moon's gravity. And that is why they think we're cheaters. This has been messages from the drop zone. Not if that happening is pretty inconsistent. You have not seen me play Viceroy, clearly. Have you tried using Viceroy against CFA? The moon freaking out whiffs 8 times out of 10. No, actually I hit it pretty good. I'm actually pretty good at the game, so kidding. Imagine someone jumps at that moment and they just see a picture of the LT on it. I wish Aster had joined, because I keep sending the Elder Breath somewhat out of context, because I checked Elder Breath on them I think twice, and then basically every time they play Viceroy they get Elder Breath, which isn't a super unique experience, because that's the only win condition for the deck, but they happen to get Elder Breath a lot. I mean, you can 2-pass or less, or just take it, because it's not like Gravidia or anything like that. I don't have a base crit, so at most you'll get 2 damage, maybe 4, but it's not like the other decks will just get fucking 10 damage all of a sudden, right? Yeah. Basically, yeah. I need to set up a schedule here and it's just right here. Like every every 7 days or something like that, every 6 days, just be like, all right, DM Aster picture of Elderbruff. For a second, I was in front. Oh, yeah, kind of. But all right, let's finally go over this morning's reveals, right? Starting with, we have just 3 cards. I cannot actually. Never mind. I forgot I have a thing after this. Anyways, we have only 3 cards today, and they are the generics for Brandgate, Keter, and Sircam, what we have been calling the fusion generics. This is the one for Brandgate, who we assumed was going to be Bulbamine 2. He's actually not, because Bulbamine 1 is too good, so we will never get a Bulbamine 2. But this is a Spatless Cleaner, Reglia. In drop, when a set order is played from your hand and is put into your order zone CB1, call this. This is a grade 1, by the way. Then, if your order zone has a set order, this unit gets intercept, and it can intercept from the back row. Finally, when this unit boosts, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and your set in your order zone has 2 or more set orders, this gets 5k to the end of that battle. So this isn't like horrible. I can't think of any deck in Brandgate that just has free CV that they can use to get a grade 1 specifically. I guess theoretically Eva, but I don't think she needs, I mean, yeah, she has Imagars. I don't really think you need this and that, so. But all these effects are like, alright. I just can't think of a deck that instantly needs this, but like, I can't think of you playing this in a deck and it being like detrimental, but you probably have better options. Like, I don't know. Yeah, she has booster for days. But that's the only deck that I can think of that would maybe be able to play this. But Monster here with the 16 Bubble Mines, and it's like, no, we can't allow a second one for the rest. I guess not. Bubble Mine is indeed internal. She is the Spats, yes. But this is, I guess, a triple contact fusion between Bubble Mine, what I guess is the Ramrot, who has the same effect, except he doesn't intercept in the back row. And then technically Boulderate, because Boulderate says if you have 2 or more orders, set orders, and you're grade 3 or greater, it gets 5k. So, very weird. You can play this in Silhouette. Silhouette uses CB to draw, and he has a bunch of grade 1s, so no, I don't think you can use this in Silhouette. Yeah, this is, I mean, maybe if the Orphis grade 2, or if something in Orphis intercept from the back row, maybe it's that too, but yeah. I remember this though, that specifically is a grade 1, so. So, definitely not the route that we thought this was gonna go. We thought we had the formula cracked last time, but it turns out we did not. Because then we take a look at Dissection Angel, who obliterates Rosarian Fairy, as we've some discovered. With their effects, first, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this gets 2k. Active on your opponent's turn. This doesn't have to boost, which is nice. I love me grade 1s that can actually attack. Then at the end of the battle, this unit boosted, you can Soul Blast 1 to retire this unit, draw a card. Very nice. Finally, when your drive check reveals a trigger, Soul Blast 2 countercharge. This unit gets 5k to the end of the turn. Let me just open the door real quick. Before I suffocate. Painkiller is not jobless. I mean, maybe. You can also just run 8 painkillers. Yeah, we did call Painkiller. We did not call what Painkiller was going to be fused with, because it is actually, I put Blaster Javelin here because it's the only grade 1 that just gets 2k for like existing, like not on boost. The only other one was, I guess, Marin, but Marin had like a unit restriction, so, but that part's irrelevant. But it has the same exact text as Painkiller Angel and as Divine Sister Fichita, which is pretty interesting. Of course, it has the extra 5k. This is a bit more in line with what we saw from the first two last week. Why so much CV? I mean, you have so many ways to get soul, though. Think Catter can Soul Blast 6 on a regular basis? I mean, why do you need to Soul Blast 6? Why do you need to countercharge and draw in the same turn? Why can't you do one or the other? I need a section agent for Minerva. I don't know if you want to use it for Minerva. You have a countercharger. Luard? I don't know. Youth? Maybe? Yeah, it being a 15k attacker is nice, but you have to Soul Blast for it, so. Is it on place? I already forgot. No, it's when you drive check, that's right. Hey, I actually used to play this in Minerva. Originally. I used to play this in Minerva. But because you can like Soul Blast and call out channels, which I thought was kind of funny, but I don't know if channel has to be from the Vanguard effect. So I might have cheated, but originally I was trying to make that work. Anyways, last one we have here is Harvest Elf. This says when his unit is placed on rear from hand, other than during the battle phase, Soul Blast 1, call a plant token. Then, if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, this gets 5k. Finally, at the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Retire 2 rear guards in the same column as this unit. Draw a card. Thoughts if this is behind Vanguard and a guard with 15k shield over for a 2 to pass? I guess. Broken Bird? Yeah, it has to be played from hand. Just say it's 2 to pass. Yes, you do. Basically painkilling your Razal deck. I mean, yeah. Sounds about right. They just redid the streets recently, so I guess all the fucking punks are fucking it up. Wishing I left the drop zone logo still present. Sorry about that. Yeah, I realized that she's actually 5k, which is funny. But you can technically still play this in Bird, I guess, but you can't get the plant token. No. This was most like a food processor. Here's some fucking. Might have been a car, but it was a vehicle outside. It was not a food processor. But this seems to be like I couldn't find anything that said on place Soul Blast get a token. Closest thing I had was Farming Pumpkin. And then for the 5k when your opponent's on grade 3 or you're on grade 3 or whatever, I picked this thing out. But honestly, you can just ignore these, I guess. It's really just a retrain, I guess, of Yolanda. Except, not even. So this is like, this one is the one that's the most like super unique. Because Yolanda said 2 other grade 1 rear guards. Whereas like this guy says 2 in the same column. So it retires itself and whatever basically it's boosting. So, pretty interesting. Grade 1 from set 5 that makes a token. Set 5 of what? That one's grade 3. Salvia's grade. You have to be on grade 3, and she does it for free. So I was trying to look for something that had the Soul Blast clause, and Salvia doesn't have to be placed from hand. So I couldn't find anything that was very similar. So this is just super unique. Yeah. Yeah, everyone keeps looking at this for Zorga, essentially. Because you can boost your dragons, it kills itself, draw 1. Next turn, you can call your dragons back. You can call her back with Zorga's effect. Rinse and repeat. Keep drawing cards, right? Yeah, other than that, you have to get a little creative on what to use this in. They did make it 5k. So I guess technically you can use this in Belger. That might be the play, but That does give you draw power. You could call it out. I don't think you want to play from hand, right? I don't think you can do anything with the plant token because that doesn't convert into an extra card and drop. But if you have like the bunny or something like that, or whatever it is, you can eat whatever is in the same column, draw, and that fills up your drop, and then you have a card in hand that you can guard with. So I don't know. Seemed interesting. Maybe when Belger gets an easy way to call something from drop, you can consider this, but the whole 5k doesn't really matter, to be honest. You can call a token and play that one order that works for 5k power stuff, and that gives you your prison dragons. So there is that synergy, but that's kind of about it. And then that's it, right? Before we get the Stinky Buddy fight reveals, we are going to be going over promos. So this Thursday, it's going to be a Pale Moon promo, Armenia promo, and an Al Calibra promo. And then next Thursday, it's going to be a Hextrip Sorceress promo. And I think that's all they said. They didn't say what the other two were. But we do have Dragon Empire, Dark States, Keter Sanctuary, and Lyrical covered. So there might be a Brink Gate and or Stoicheia promo. We'll see. So Cow and Drum can show up. Nah, let's take our sweet time with these promos, actually. Right. That's it. That's all I had for today. So I have a hard stop at 8. But we could play some Deer Days. Sorry. I don't remember what I played last time in Deer Days, or I don't think I played Deer Days actually. Stream, to be honest. So. This here. And surely, there we go. It'll pick it up. There it is. I have a meltdown of Stoicheia Bars. There's to be the third promo for Leonor. Yes, I will indeed have a meltdown. Not a bit of secret news. Zorga form that also doubles as the unit support. Go to jail. And the Brank date still dirty. Also a bit late. Hey, ZX. Yeah. Branky one is a bit. I don't know about that one, Chief. I might have turned off the music. Whoops. Whoop, 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 whoop. Know how to play the game. Talk to me. Yeah, there we go. Play Zorga. Play Al Calibra. In preparation for the promo reveals. I can play Al Calibra. Al Calibra's pretty good. Again, don't mind this deck. I literally threw in random cards just to get the image of Granfia. Oops. Delete, please. There we go. Just did. I wish Hexorb was good. She's not horrible. Actually, maybe we'll have time for two. Alright. Let's see if we can play a game of Alcalibra and then a game of Hexor. So I can just copy this man's list because he basically has the list that Alcalibra would use, right? The best recipe, I guess, in the entire game is this one. Yep. They even gave him the donation card, which is crazy. This. I need anything else. I think that's about it. Yeah. Scales do be scaling. I've actually never heard this man talk. I actually have no idea what his voice lines are like, so we'll see how it goes. I believe it was a strong deck. Yeah, I would say so. At least it was. I don't know if it still is. I haven't played against it very recently. So partial meltdown. I don't even meltdown. I just misplayed a bit, but I think we played pretty good. I think the deck did pretty okay otherwise. So. I mean, I'm trying Empire deck. One freaking Buff Sakura and Shoujo Doji exists. I mean, I don't know about Shoujo. Shoujo's been kind of dead for a while, but the deck just doesn't do much. It's just big number, and that's it. Stream man copy, yeah. Yeah. Came out at a peak of Bojo-ness. Yeah, and he did actually pretty well back then. He's like best in set. And he actually got quite a couple of tops from the JP side. Yeah, for once it's not sim. We can have fun. Fun can be had, finally. Like we're going second, probably, yeah. Alright, no stride deck. Hand's actually not dookie, but I'll try and get the order. No, okay. It's Sim Granic or with a fake name, he's just nerfing. Because he isn't like the highest rank or whatever the fuck. Drag Drooled, so might as well be fucking Sim, I guess. Didn't we play a Drag Drooled player last time? Yeah, that does support your theory, unfortunately. Theoretically, I can discard this. No, it wasn't Sim. He was playing. Well, no, because we were playing some Drag Drooled guy, and he was saying beat him up because he was shitting on his plays. So I don't think it was Sim. I don't remember what Sim was playing. I think it was. Oh, he's playing Coral. That's what he was playing. Yeah, he's playing Coral. What do I need for this? This is CB1. Never mind. I was gonna rush him, but I have to wait till next turn. Critical trigger. Okay, close enough. Close enough. Yeah, unfortunately. Because I discarded the greater one, so since you can call her with the order. And the other one you need to CB1. So I have to wait till next turn. Gonna be so sore tomorrow. I went to the gym this morning. Did not have the best workout, unfortunately. But the little bit that I did, I'm very much feeling it. So tomorrow's gonna be interesting. Okay, cool. They're gonna go for the risky play. Don't like that, but okay. I was hoping I can just guard with the trigger of the Vanguard so they don't soul charge, but I guess it doesn't matter now. Let's see what they end up working with here. So they're gonna discard the grade 2. And put Rocker Gore into Soul. Interesting. I wonder what they added to hand if that's the case. I can hit another draw. That'd be great. Sure. We'll take that. I will take that. Gold rank when the game first came out? Yeah, I wish I did the same, but too busy being a dweeb and doing story. I could call this, but maybe that is the better play. But it's Drag Jeweled. I don't want to go to. I don't want to take damage from Drag Jeweled. 60 hours and 83 did not touch ranked. Wow, you're so cool, Ek. Yeah, I might end up still calling this and gambling, but we'll see what happens. This soul charges, right? So maybe I'll get something good out of this. Ah! It's fine. Or Trigger's not that good in this deck anyways. Call this out. Soul charging. Aha, baby. That's what I needed. How do I want to do this? We're gonna move this back. We're gonna call. Oh no, I can't do that. I guess I can call it behind Vanguard. I wanted to rush, but so I guess so. Oh, that kind of sucks, but okay. I'm out 3 heals against Drag Jeweled already. Good thing I guarded that attack, I guess. Otherwise, it would be in a bad spot. Swing in here with good old Shinuri. Additional 5k power, because they only have 1 rear red. Hopefully, that's me draw into the order. So I can get access to that. Get a bigger board next turn. Either way, I think I'm gonna have to take like the Vanguard swing. Just so I can use this guy's counterblast effect. See? Months and I go up against prison. Damn, get wrecked. Since it's soul. Okay, fine. Might be a bad matchup, but the thing that makes Aqualabor stupid is that the huge back row on the Weird Project Jewel doesn't like back row. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping I get the order so I can call stuff back. I am able to push them. Maybe not. I was gonna say I am able to push them quite a bit, but now they're gonna guard this, unfortunately. So we'll see. They only have 1 counterblast, so they can't do too much. Not that they could on their first grade 3 turn anyways, but I don't know if they have the grade 4 yet. You haven't seen it? Is this show charge? Draw. Let's see what we can muster here. Because as of right now, I only need 1 counterblast for this guy. And I don't even need that because its effect is just a draw, essentially. I am going second, so this guy is active. That's energy. And this counterblast is not... Actually, I could use the counterblast, that's right. I'm going second, so I can use a divine skill. So I can take 2 damage here, but I doubt I will. So... But in any case, now they do have access to the grade 4. To be playing Bifrons and Drag Jewel past post set 4, dude. How CB heavy he is? You mean set 4 of Divines? Or because he doesn't get his support until set 7. What does he get in set 4? He doesn't get anything in set 4. I mean, I don't know if you should still play it, but I don't know if there's anything that specifically replaces it instead of force, so. Actually gonna use the counterblast here, okay. Doesn't get to draw. But they did still charge a heal, so at least we're both on the same thing. Ugly Chimera, I don't know about all that. I'd rather play Bifrons. I'd rather play Bifrons and look at fucking crit, OT crit, than play that Chimera, to be honest. Alright, so they have what? 3 attacks so far, because they can put this into soul to restand this, which is kind of whatever currently. They're gonna call this. They could call Rocket Roar. Won't get the power and it won't restand. Let's go back into soul. As it does go back into soul, so I can't like attack into it. But it is just the body that they have access to. Probably would have saved that for next turn, unless you have another copy of this guy. But they just attack with him or something. I don't know. No skill. Okay. Fair enough. This weekend I damage check OT against Shrek Jewel before the Vanguard attack. Get fucked. They didn't unfortunately check the heal that I said that they might have a lower chance of checking. So that's butts. At least they didn't check a crit. No guarded, so I have a chance to heal with my last heal. Or I can just check a crit. Which shuts off. Oh, nothing actually. It just means I can intercept to block this. That's all that really means. And then I can take the last hit, I guess. I don't really have anything to put in the front rows. Would be nice to get something, honestly. I could drop this for that, which I should. I don't know. The draw might be better. I wish either of these skills were in fucking in main phase to counter charge. Ugh. Maybe I won't do it. It's not worth it. They already have the grade 4. I'll stay at 2. I'll just divine skill. Push him back to 2. If this base individual playing Colto plays, about that. Yeah. I kind of want to keep this, to be honest, just because the 10k shield might actually matter, and like I might get the order off of it. It's not fucking loyal, so he doesn't do the cut in. I did not get the order off of this. I forgot that they play this in this version, but I need a front row attacker anyways, so we'll take it. Yeah. And of course I still charge a crit. Well, thanks. Alright, so let's play this here. Let's let us play this here. This in the front row. And I guess I just choose my overcharge units a bunch of times, huh? Go and draw to turn it to trigger, yeah. Let's give all my overcharge units power. Yeah, he draws. That's fine. Fine skill. It sucks that I'm gonna lose this guy, but it is what it is. Yeah, might as well give it to the front. No power for you. Good to see. Alright. Yeah, let me just go to combat here. Swing with this. I'm boosted. Is at least a good trigger check. I know they have at least the heal in hand. So they should have guarded with that, because I know that's in hand, but end up guarding with this crit. revealing to me that they have that crit. We'll swing in here. Unfortunately, Shinri doesn't activate. I probably shouldn't even played her. I forgot that she doesn't automatically activate, but oh well. Use it first on the second attack is always a 2-card guard. I guess, yeah, that's probably true. No guard here. It's gonna be a draw trigger. This gets plus 15, but it doesn't matter, they're all big numbers. Another one of those is kind of nice. And not a crit, but I get the order. So, while she will die, I will be able to replace her, which is nice. They're gonna check a defensive, which is not as nice. These are relatively the same. I believe this one's slightly bigger. Not really got to play this deck much because I ended up pulling it and then or building it, I should say, pulling a bunch of their cards. Then I ended up making my fiance play it because it's pretty easy to play at the time. She didn't have anything else to play. It's a big number, yeah. Ooh, this guy into grade 4. Obviously, they have another one in hand, but that's crazy. And then swing here. No point in calling out Shinri because I was planning on using this, so I did not need to. So that was just autopilot. Unfortunate. So now I lose Shinri, whereas I could have put Shinri in the back row here, and then called out like probably this and the counter charge girl next turn. Granted, I didn't know I had the order. Could have done that. Should have just taken this and PG this, but whatever. Retire this, draw 1. I got the counter charge girl again. I'm not drawing triggers, which may or may not be a good thing, but we'll see. I have at least a PG and OT, so I should survive this turn, but we'll see. There's no secret version of the Dragon Jewel Grade 4, huh? That's crazy. Can't believe the first Olden has a secret, but fucking Grade 4 Dragon Jewel does not. Insane. Rockivore. They have 4 cards in hand. They're gonna go up to 7 at the end of the turn. 8 because of the grade 1. Okay. You have Persona Ride. They're at 4 inch. Okay. They're gonna use 1 counterblast this turn, which kind of sucks. They're gonna be okay for next turn. I have to hope that their drive checks are not massive, essentially. OT, to my knowledge, is still live. Yeah, mine is in my hand. So I would like to not of that. Ugh, awkward parting. I guess I can get this and this. It's dirty. Because next turn I'm gonna call double restander. Try to win the game off of that. And I have the order. This. I think maybe I take the Vanguard swing. Check 2 crits to kill me, and that's quite a lot. And just PG the Vanguard, but just pass and not give me counterblast. Let's try. Let's be ballsy here. No about the Vanguard. If they check crit crit, they check crit crit. If they check crit crit, I would have died. If they check crit crit, I die anyways, right? And deck from Rich Shield. Yeah, I just copied the deck list that's in the game, but definitely make some changes. Background. Playing Shinru was a big mistake. That's on me. Yeah, unfortunately, like, I didn't draw into any triggers, which means my drive checks next turn might be baller. See? But yeah, if they check crit, no matter what, I'm dead. Because I can't guard any of these two attacks anyways, right? So they would instantly push me to 6. So, this way, I get the counter blast. They can't counter blast deny me. So I have PG in hand, unfortunately. And they check the over trigger, so it's a good thing I saved the PG, I guess. I don't think it really makes a difference. No matter what, I'm taking a bunch of damage, right? So I can PG the 100 million at least. Decided. RGB youth? What do you mean? Oh. That's what you mean, RBG youth. Oh. That sucks. I don't have any draws, and I have 1 heal left. That's whatever. I play 4 of those, so it's fine. And now I can heal, but instead I check defensive. It just doesn't matter. Because again, I have no way to guard this unless I drop my whole hand. But yeah, design. Okay, yeah, no, I just didn't see X comments. I don't know what you were talking about, but never mind. Oh, I do have to guard this. Never mind. I might be dead. This is 20, 30, 30. I'm dead. I could PG this, but it doesn't make a difference, really. Yeah, because this is 5, 10, 15, 30. 5k short. Well, 10k short. So yeah. We just have to hit my heal. Had I PG'd the Vanguard, would it have made a difference? They would have put 100 million and crit on that thing, and I would have died. I was dead no matter what. I was dead no matter what, because I would not have been able to guard the other guy. I guess I wouldn't have gone to 3, so no, I would have survived. So yeah, because I only died to 1 crit, I guess. I'm sorry, 2 crits, but ulti kind of changes that. Oh well. See if we can very quickly play for the meeting I have to go to. Play some Hex Orb. Yeah, if I had PG'd the Vanguard, I would have survived. I might have done the math wrong. Because if they, I know if they check 2 crits, I died. If they check 1 crit, I think I would have been okay. I would have to use my whole hand. But, yeah. Yeah, it was literally a 2 damage. I could have just done it, and I would have been okay. Yeah, the matchmaking has been a lot faster, thankfully. I almost feel like actually playing. Ah, man. I specifically said I want this to be a quick game. They have a thing at 8. And it's fucking Messiah, and they're making me go first. Fucking hell. I think you're useless until grade 3. I think they're all useless until grade 3, actually, so just do that. Yeah. She's more useful on Persona Ride. So, I don't remember how many copies of her I played, fortunately. This one, at least I can use on first grade 3 turn at the full effect. So, they're all basically do the same shit. Don't know if I'm going to be able to use this, but we'll see. Rocket would have had the extra crit, and you would have been a 5 damage, yeah. In hindsight, yes. I would have died, yes. I probably would have been cooked either way, because if they didn't, I would have Persona Road, and I just would have swung in. I mean, depends what I would have used the PG to PG, but sure. Because I wouldn't have had any counter blast to use the order, so I couldn't call anything. So I would have to call the Edol and the counter charger from my hand. I probably could have PG'd, I guess, with the what's it called? Order. But then after that, I just would have been dead. Assuming they just would have like passed, because they could have just passed her and not give me counter blast. But I guess my deck doesn't really need counter blast. I guess maybe they wouldn't have done that. I don't know. I was gonna use her to guard and I got her back, but oh well. That doesn't make a difference. I'll just use this. Alright. Not exactly what I was hoping to see, but okay. Okay. I can't play any of these cards. I can play this, I guess. CB1 draw, but can't use the other one's effect. Like, I guess I could rush him. Yeah, rushing is rushing. I just want to make sure I have CB for next turn. Otherwise, this girl is useless, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can draw something. Nope. Okay. This can only be played on grade 3, and everything else, obviously, I can't do anything with, so. If they check a trigger, it's fine. I'll go for the Makani. Okay. Let's go high roll here, I guess. Yeah. Like, thankfully I drew into this. Oh. Okay, perfect. And presumably here they'll drop like a crit. No, they'll actually take this. Okay. Ooh! They're probably gonna swing rear, but we'll see what happens. They could also heal, I guess. Wow. That is big. Yeah, that I figured. Unfortunate. Alright, I play the normal Hexorb in main deck. Right deck, sorry. Alright. That's kind of whatever. Yeah, they do. They do indeed need to upgrade this ride line. It is quite ass. I might say myself. I'm jinxing myself? Yeah, I guess. I have a habit. I have reverse Psycholia, unfortunately. Or I call it for my opponent. Actually, I'm gonna CB for that, which is interesting. As I run the Olden line, you don't have any grade 1s that you can call. So hopefully the promo is good. If the promo that they're revealing is a good grade 1 that doesn't have to be placed on when you have a sorceress, I guess it can because the grade 2 is a sorceress, but it doesn't have to be played on turn 3. That's what the deck really needs, because everything is locked to Hexorb, so you can't do shit really in the early game. You're gonna rush me back, which is kind of funny. Sure. So I have to kill that guy, and I'd like to kill that guy too, but unfortunately this isn't a retired deck. Don't work until grade 3 anyway, so the name of the grade 2 doesn't even matter. Yeah, basically. She's winning this because I don't want now to suffer. She's already half-fitted the anime. She's fine. She lost one tournament. Boo-hoo. Now I've lost like 3 BCSs. I think she'll be okay. I forgot I'm playing Saragon on this list. Completely forgot. I think I'll actually go to 4. Because I have 2 PGs, right? I could use the counterblast and I can turn off their their heal. Would have liked to have drawn that, but that's fine. Oh, Messiah. Okay, I was gonna say what happens at end phase, but never mind. Yeah, actually, I don't use energy, so we can go ahead and discard that. Sucks. I kind of like that song. This thing is always kind of bugged. I don't know how it works. So let's do this first. I have to read this carefully. So these are the three, and then I decide which order to put these cards on top of the deck, right? So presumably this will go on top. I don't know if this means like this will be the first card or it'll be the card I put first, but I want to draw into that. So we'll try that. Yeah, energy. But I'm probably gonna draw the crit because I always get this wrong. Oh no, actually I got it right. Okay. So I have 2 crits on top. I don't have this hex orb, unfortunately, so I can't do anything 2 crits. This is what CB2. Look at top 2. Choose 2, put them into your hand, put the rest on top of your deck in any order. And if I choose to, put 1 on the bottom of my deck. I almost want to just call Biscotti and swing with the crit. Because there's no point in playing this right now. Unfortunately, yeah. I think I just call Biscotti, she gets locked. And then it just is what it is. Because I can't restand. So I just swing here and I give 10-10, crit, 10-10, crit. And I try to win that way. Oh! My math is right? That's 33, right? So all power Vanguard. Like, I'm not dumb, right? That breaks through, right? So she can't give the extra power to herself, but she can give it to another unit. But if you have a booster behind her, she makes like a 2 to pass, like a 1 to pass. Exactly, yeah. But I just could not get the grade 1s. I'm gonna give it to... Because if he checks 1 defensive, neither of these hit. So I'll give it here, and then I can swing it to one of his Rios if he manages to do some nonsense. That's why I went to 4. That's why I went to 4. Good morning. You did miss the card reveals. Oh man, now I can't attack either of them. He didn't heal. He checked the heal, but I heal blocked him. I saw the future, and I went to 4 last turn. You can replay the clip. I went to 4 specifically to heal block, and it worked out. And then I just looked at top. I just looked at top 3, saw crit, stacked it correctly, checked crit. Whew. Oh man, I would play one more, but I have a VPL meeting. My team, part of my team, not all of them are available, unfortunately. At good, but it's hopeless. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. My VPL team, so I can get a little meet and greet. This will be the only playable in Zorgo for now, but we'll see. Once Bird gets away to call from drop, it'll be playable. Exactly as planned, yeah. Yeah, go have a secret meeting. So me and my team can get super strong, beat up Ed's team whenever we get to that. I had CFA open this whole time for no reason. Thank you. But yeah. Sorry, Azim, I know you just got here. Has no Grand Fia? No Grand Fia, no Claudine, no support, at least from what it seems like. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Nano. I would not be surprised if it works for Nano player. Bushiroad loves releasing a support card a set earlier, making you go back to the previous set. So it's a good thing that, you know, we get the set so late, so that when we actually get these cards, they'll actually be jacked up in price. It's awesome. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday, I think. We'll go over the Pale Moon promo, the Alcaliva promo, and the Herminia promo. Pretty excited about those. And see what reprints they got. And probably play more Dear Days, because they don't have that much news. But until then, thank you all for stopping by. Take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard, and I promise I'll upload videos eventually. Take care.